Hello, sweet friends and crafters. Welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you decided to join me today. I have a Scrapdiva design project share for you using the heart-shaped gingerbread girl die. So let me go ahead and share with you the dies that I used for this project. And yes, this is the gingerbread girl. I'll tell you how I did that. Here is the die for this, and I used all the pieces, and I'll tell you when I share the project how I use them. I also used the snowflake bow, and as you can see, this beard, that's where I used all the snowflakes, and I'll tell you how I did that. For the eyes on the Santa, I used the polar bear die. I used these Christmas words. I believe these are Christmas words number 2. Like I said, I will leave links to all the dies in the description box below to make it easy for you to see them and to shop if you care to. And then I used the 3D cake die. And I used this one right here for the little container I made out of the gingerbread girl. If you care to purchase any of these dies, they can be purchased here at www.scrapdivadesigns.com. Please use Carol 10 at checkout for 10% off your entire order. So let me go ahead and pull out the snowman here. And we have a new store here in town. It's called Pop Shelf, and it's actually a knockoff of or owned by Dollar General, and they have tons of things in there, and a lot of it is craft supplies. So I picked up this wooden disc there at Pop Shelf, and I altered it and I put my Santa on here. So to create this, what you would do is cut your Santa like this. You can see this is him right here. And then when you cut your hat, you're going to put this about that much down, which would be, let me tell you, with about 2 inches. I would do 2 inches because you can always cut it shorter. About 2 inches, you're going to take and cut your hat. And all you do for this piece right here is just cut a little triangle long enough to tuck under the back of your hat, and then just fold it up to give that little curve. As you can see here, it's got a little curve, and put a pom-pom on it. And this is Santa from the Christmas Words 2, and I had a fur type of ribbon, and I just cut out a piece for the trim on his hat, and I used everything in this to create his face. And let me get this, for his eyes I used these 2 pieces in here because I'm not very good at cutting that out on my own, and this looked like the perfect size, and when I cut them out on black they were. So I used the eyes in here, which were, you can't see it, but oh, there it is right here. I used that for the white of the eyes, and I used this for the black of the eyes, and then I just put a little dot on the top. And you can see I used these eyes from the gingerbread girl for his little eyebrows, and I did use these swirls for his cheeks. For the mustache, I used this part of the bow die. It's actually, let me see, I think it's actually flipped like this. Let me see. Yeah, it's like this. I used that for the mustache, and I used the circle die that was in this set for his nose, and I popped it up on some foam as well as the mustache, and then I cut one of the circle dies from the gingerbread, and I slipped it under the mustache for his mouth. And then I cut out several of the snowflakes. I use the largest and the medium, and I'll show those to you out of this set. There are 3 bows in that snowflake bow die set. So I used this one and this one. So I cut out several of these for the bottom part of his beard. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 of these, of the large ones. And I just painted them with Elmer's glue and sprinkled on the glitter that you get at Walmart. I'm not sure what it's called. I will put that in the description box, what that glitter is called. I'm going to have a poinsettia tutorial for you after this video, and I will have the name of that glitter in that as well. So I cut those, and then I cut several of these, quite a few. There's probably 20, 24 in there. This is the medium one. And then I just staggered them on top to get it to be fluffy like this. As you can see, it's pretty fluffy. And then if you use hot glue when you're sticking it on top and just put it in the middle, it'll give you this ruffly look. You can see it's not all stuck down because I didn't want it that way. I didn't want it to be flat. I wanted a lot of dimension in this. And then when I put it on the wood plaque, I used some foam dots in the back to mount it onto the wood. And then these are just some pine cones I had in my stash, and the little greenery too. You can put whatever you want. And he came out really, really cute. He's really different. So that's one of the projects I did. And then the other project is this cute little goodie box. And you can see here that I used the 3D cake die right here, the largest one. I put 2 of these together, and I did not use the large one. I used, let's see, I used the medium one right here, the one in the middle, and I put 2 of them together right down here, and then I just curved it up, the heart. And you can see how cute she is. So what I've done here is I've cut this out on craft paper with the heart, and so I cut that out 4 times on craft paper. And then I ran 2 of the hearts through my machine, my die cutting machine, with this embossing folder. And you can see it's pretty old. It's a Cricut Cuttlebug embossing folder called Gingham. And that's what gave me the waffle effect. So this is a little bit bigger embossing folder. It's the, let's see, it's the 5 1/4 by, looks like 7-inch embossing folder you can use to emboss your little gingerbread girl. And I cut this out on Walmart white sparkly paper, and I also cut it out on some 2mm foam from Hobby Lobby and layered it so I could have some dimension on that. And I also used some foam behind the cheeks and the nose, and I cut the eyes out like 3 times on heavy cardstock, as well as the mouth, to get the image to pop off of this background. And this is the small snowflake bow, which is available at Scrapdiva Designs. This is one of her bows from last year's Christmas collection, so go check that out. Like I said, I'll have a link for that. And then these are just some poinsettias I made from some dies in my stash. So I will have a tutorial coming up for making these poinsettias. So this came out really cute. You could put some hot chocolate in there or candy. It's just adorable. So I hope you really enjoyed this and I gave you some inspiration for creating some projects of your own with the heart-shaped gingerbread girl. Thank you so much for joining me. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye-bye.